Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG, and we have more Baldur Gate Commander leaks. That's right, apparently all of the deck cards, or all the Commander deck cards, have not been leaked yet. So today we have some more that we get to go over. I don't know if this is the end of it. I didn't look too far into it. As you guys know, I'm getting ready to go on a short little trip. Well, I'm off this week, but don't worry, I got some videos in the queue for you to keep you entertained while I'm gone. But with all that said, remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comments down below. We're going to feed the YouTube algorithm. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't subbed yet, make sure you do. Hit those notification bells so you get notified every day when the new videos go up. And whether you like them or not, I'm sure at some point you got to like them, right? I mean, keep coming back. You at least click the channel once. I mean, come on, help a brother out. So, without further ado, let's run them down. Trade tables and seat backs are in full upright position as we are about to get into it. So we'll start it off with Broncos Party Leader. So for a black and 3, we have a 2/4 Mythic Orc, legendary obviously. He is also a Cleric, a Rogue, a Warrior, and a Wizard because, Party Leader. Anyway, whenever he attacks, defending player loses X life, and you create X treasure tokens where X is the number of creatures in your party. Just so you know, you can't count him for all the party members. You have to pick one. Um, just saying. Unless they read it something different, that's how that works. So now, if he does count for every one of them, and every time you swing, you lose 4 life, gain 4 treasures. Uh, no, it says here number of creatures, so he can be everything, but you only have one creature who's a cleric or rogue. So yeah, it's still only be one, but still, free mana, free life, free swing, seems pretty sweet. So yeah, I'm liking this one a lot. Next we have Folk Hero, kind of the Swords to Plowshares callback if you don't know what I'm talking about. For a white and 1, we have a mythic background. Commanders you own have, whenever you cast a spell that shares a creature type with this creature, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. This seems for 2 mana to be really strong. So, that's my personal opinion. I think we should probably expect to see this several times, especially in theme decks like, dragons. Um, because all the dragons make treasures as well, so yeah, nothing like, playing a 5/5 dragon for 5, making a treasure token, laying this, laying another dragon, then drawing a card. Yeah, it just seems kind of broken. So, next we have up on the block, we have Solomon Doomguard. So this is a 3 black and 3 rare that's a 4/5 flyer, not shabby. Each creature in your graveyard that's a cleric, rogue, or warrior and or wizard has unearth. For those of you who don't know, unearth cost is a black and 1. Unearth means that for the unearth cost, you can take it out of the graveyard, put it into play. It has haste at the beginning of your next end step, or if it would leave play, it gets exiled instead of going back to the graveyard. You can only do this as a sorcery, but the ability to give everything unearth means basically everything in your graveyard is fair game to play a second time. And if you've got really cool creatures with, enter the battlefield triggers or other things that have enter the battlefield from creature triggers, this thing is just going to be a powerhouse in the 99 of a deck. I like this a lot. I mean, just wow. So, next we have multi-class Baldrick. So, for 1, you get a rare equipment artifact. Now, it's 2 to equip, and the equipped creature has lifelink if you control a cleric, death touch if you control a rogue, haste if you control a warrior, and flying if you control a wizard. I don't know why wizards have flying, but anyway, I think more like ward. Anyhow, as long as you have a full party, prevent all damage that would be dealt to equipped creature. So basically, it looks like this is all cards from the party deck. Party on Wayne, party on Garth. So, yeah, I think this won't be too hard to use in a party deck, for example, especially when you do the venturing deck with maybe dungeoneering a little bit extra as well. But this looks like it can be powerful because lifelink, death touch, haste, and flying, all these are really good. Any of them are mediocre at best for 3 mana, 1 delay, 2 to equip. But the minute you start getting 2 or more of these effects, this thing becomes way overpowered. Because it doesn't matter what two you get, lifelink and flying. Let's get the worst two, lifelink and haste. Still amazing. Uh, yeah, this just seems really good. So next we have Harper Recruit. So for a white and two, it's a 3/1 warrior, has flying, so it's already pretty decent. When it attacks, you look at the top four cards in your library. You may reveal a cleric card, a rogue card, a warrior card, and or a wizard card from among them. Put those cards into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom in random order. Basically, what this says, if you're playing a party deck and you swing with this thing, you can basically draw four cards if you're really lucky. Now, to do that, they'd have to be all four cards. One had to be a cleric, one had to be a rogue, one had to be a warrior, one had to be a wizard. But let's say you only get one. I mean, just the ability to tap this to do 3 damage to your opponent, because obviously you're not going to swing, it's going to die. For you to dig 4 deep to find a thing in your deck, and if you hit 2 of them, draw 2. This seems absurdly good for a rare. Not to mention 3 mana is not hard. Yeah, it dies easy because it's a 3/1, but you know what? It flies. It's a good creature. I think it's good enough for any deck. Just my personal opinion. I think it's really strong. So next here we have Passionate Archeologist. So for a red and one, we have a mythic background. Commander creatures you own have, whenever you cast a spell from exile, this creature deals damage equal to the spell's mana value to target opponent. That may sound like it's not a thing, but there's lots of cards in Commander Legends that makes this a serious thing. And to be honest with you, I think this is just the first card of the deck it's actually in. And we're going to see some more cards that are going to tie in really well with this. And because of that, once we get into those, I think this is a very playable card. So, with that said, let's take a look at what we got next. We have Delayed Blast Fireball. I've been waiting for this spell. I love this spell. D&D for the win, flavor. So, 2 red and 1 instant Delayed Blast Fireball deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. So basically, it's an Anger of the Gods multiplied. If this spell was cast from exile, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature that they control instead. And you can foretell it for 6, i.e., the card we just talked about. So this seems really sweet. So it's a red wrath. A lot of stuff is not going to survive this, even at 6 mana, and just the fact you can punch everybody else in the face while you're at it. Seems pretty sweet. Plus, it has a low casting cost, so that in the early game, if someone's doing the weenie rush on you, you can wipe a board, buy yourself some time until something good happens. So I like this card a lot. I don't know if it's going to see a lot of play, but it's going to be a good one. Then we have, here it is, boys, Dernan of the Yawning Portal. That's right, we finally got to the Yawning Portal on our way into Underdark. So it is a mythic, green and 3 for a 3/3. When he attacks, you look at the top 4 cards in your library. Again, here's the exile part. You may exile a creature card from among them, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. For as long as that card remains exile, you may cast it. That spell has Undaunted. For those of you who don't know what Undaunted means, it means that it costs 1 less to cast for each opponent you have. This thing is a powerhouse. Sweet Lord. Dernan is the man. Plus, choose a background when he comes into play. So this is easily going to be in any deck that's got green, or in my opinion, can produce green, because this is just absurd. You get anything out of his way, let him swing in there once, and it's just game on from there. So, moving on, next we have Journey into the Lost City. So for a green and 3, we have an enchantment. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 4 cards of your library, then roll a die 20. Here we go. Exile top 4 cards of your library. Again, the red card we started with. 1 through 9, you may put a land card from among those cards onto the battlefield. 10 through 19, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature card among those cards. For a 20, put all permanent cards exiled with Journey to the Lost City onto the battlefield, then sacrifice it. So basically, if you get a 20, you could literally collective company the most absurd things in the world onto the battlefield. Emrakul, Grizzlebrand, Journey to Nowhere, what other things? Omnipotence. I mean, we're talking just absurd things, just blatantly absurd. I think this is going to be an amazing rare that everybody's going to one shot in any green deck. Because why wouldn't you? Um, Yeah, because I'm sure there's something out there's gonna let you cast cards from your exile pile or something. Man, this is just nuts. Oh man. Because also too here it says exile the top four cards. So you exile them first. And if you hit that 20 and you got that red background in play and you put them on put all oh it says put it doesn't say cast. Eh. Still, I think this card is just a powerhouse. I'm sure there's gonna be all kinds of shenanigans jumping off with this thing. Next, we have Venture Forth. We have a sorcery for a green and three. Exile cards from the top of your library till you exile a land card. Put that land onto the battlefield and then put the rest in the bottom in random order. Exile Venture Forth with 3 time counters on it. So basically, this card spins itself over and over and keeps casting. Again, with the red card we've seen to start with, 4 mana, Venture, get a land, bolt the opponent for 4, put it into exile. Then all you gotta do is just stay alive for 3 more turns, and it comes off. It casts for free, goes back, deal 4 damage, goes back into exile, get your land, repeat process. This seems very absurd, and even in a time walk deck, you could use this and that red enchantment to literally bolt somebody for 4 to death by just time walking. Just absurd. So next we have green slime. Oh yes. So for a green and two, we got a 2/2 with flash because slimes are quick like that. When green slime enters the battlefield, counter target activated or triggered ability from an artifact or enchantment source. That's kind of cool on flavor. If a permanent's ability is countered this way, destroy that permanent. Ooh, this is going to be something sweet for every green deck. A worst case scenario, it's still a 2/2 for 3, but the ability to counter an ability that's an artifact or enchantment and then destroy the permanent, plus you get a 2/2, and it foretells for 1 green. I mean, basically, you foretell it for 2, so you're still paying 3 for it. It's just now it's a 1 green instant, so they can't take it out of your hand. You never have to. It can block. This is just phenomenal. I love this as a rare. And this is going to be one of those multi-purpose cards that's going to be in every deck. Trust me. As long as it plays green. So, there you have it, everybody. Those are the new spoilers for the Baldur's Gate Commander decks. I think that's all of them now. I'm pretty sure the spoilers came out 2 decks at a time or what have you. So, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for card pricing and my top 5 rating list. Until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.